So yesterday, Spider-Man PS4's line of DLCs were announced, with of course them being announced in this set called the City That Never Sleeps DLC line. And this is all going to be coming out over the span of the rest of 2018, with the first coming out October 23rd, The Heist, which is going to feature Felicia Hardy or Black Cat. The next is going to be in November of 2018, which is called Turf Wars, which I'm praying is actually Tombstone, which is a character that I voiced my opinions of wanting to have in a game earlier in another video this week. And then December 2018, we will have the final one from this set of DLCs. We don't know if another one will be coming, but it's called The Silver Lining, which may either feature Silver Sable or it could actually feature Taskmaster, who we do know will be a part of the side missions within Spider-Man PS4. And this all started to get a little bit of a controversy going. I don't see it being that big, although I have seen it talked about on YouTube just a little bit, of course, with people expressing their thoughts about the DLCs and how they feel like DLCs are, one, coming too soon for the game, and how they have these worries and concerns that Insomniac did the fucking horrible practice of taking content out of the actual game to make them DLCs. Now, whether or not they did that, I can't really speak for. The game is already shipped, so unless, of course, that day one update that we know about will actually take that stuff off of the disc or hide those files, I don't know. But when it comes to what we have heard from Insomniac, this is the same company that has at the head of everything of operations Brian Intihar. When he was asked about loot boxes, he pretty much expressed his disdain for the practice of loot boxes, of course, because that was something that they could have did with the skins, although he expressed his disdain for such anti-consumer practices. And of course, I feel like he wouldn't then go ahead and approve of this, or he wouldn't even, of course, be down to allow this to happen with a game like Spider-Man PS4. The practice of pretty much putting DLC on the disc was something that was very rampant and starting to become rampant since Capcom was doing it in the early 2010s with the release of Street Fighter 4. And of course, these practices, as of now, of course, have kind of withered away. They kind of faded away. Every now and then we do still get a game that does this shit. Potentially, I believe it's mostly fighting games. Well, we know that, of course, there was files on Dragon Ball Fighter Z and stuff for all of its DLCs, and they got leaked. So definitely, yeah, there are those kind of situations. But we don't have, I mean, people didn't trip about it then, though. We don't have, of course, situations like this too much in which DLCs are pulled. Now, I will state this. Ever since Game Informer covered the game earlier this year, right before E3, obviously we did know about the Black Cat DLC, which we now have the name of the Heist DLC. We did know about this one. So definitely I feel like this is something that Insomniac has been planning on the side alongside the full story. And let me explain why. So spoilers ahead. In the leaks, we actually got it confirmed that Plot A and Plot B of the game actually does resolve a lot of the different plot lines. In fact, we do know thus far that, of course, the villains within Spider-Man PS4 will be taken down within Spider-Man PS4. Now, whether or not Silver Lining is a story about Silver Sable, whether or not Silver Lining is about Taskmaster, that we simply do not know. However, when it comes to the story of Spider-Man PS4, we learned that the story will be fully resolved, and that's all I'm going to speak about that. Yeah, of course, I don't want to start leaking stuff like, oh, this happens, this happens, this happens, but we do know that all of the villains of primary importance will actually be taken down within the story. Who's the secret villain and stuff from the E3 trailer or the E3 demo trailer? That will be resolved in Spider-Man PS4. So definitely, let me know what you guys think about this whole controversy. I feel like I'm not gonna doubt Insomniac. Of course, I already put my money down to pre-order the game, and this is my first time pre-ordering the game in the past 2 years. So definitely in Insomniac we trust. You know the saying from the Spidey Squad, in Insomniac we trust. I believe that they're going to do the right thing here. If it turns out that they didn't, then of course there's nothing that I can actually say, and I'm not into the practice of telling people what they should and shouldn't feel. I would rather, of course, express my point of view, and then of course get you guys to discuss it in the comment section below. So go ahead and leave your comment, but also don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as I will be playing Spider-Man PS4 as soon as it launches, which I believe will be on September 6th. Actually, for the digital version, it will launch on September 6th. I know that a lot of people are also talking about how stores in their areas are also going to be selling the game before the actual turn of September 7th. So before 12 a.m., a lot of stores are actually planning on selling the game by like 9 p.m. In their locations and stuff like that. And so far I've seen that this is going to be certain GameStop locations and certain Walmart locations as well that are going to be selling the game, of course, those few hours earlier. So about 3 hours earlier than the turn of the day. So I think that, of course, the PlayStation Network will actually do the exact same thing. Now, I have pre-ordered a game from PlayStation Network, although I don't know how or when it was like actually downloaded, because back then my internet was kind of shoddy and stuff, so every time I would look up and stuff, you know, that game would actually just be on there. I don't know exactly when it downloaded, but I think by the time we get closer, so about the time of September 4th, which is when I know that the game will actually go ahead and download, I think that's when it'll tell me when I can actually play it. And I believe that it is going to be sometime around the later part of the day of September 6th. So as soon as it goes live, as soon as it goes green on PlayStation Network, we'll be hopping into a live stream. As a matter of fact, we may play something multiplayer based until, of course, the actual game comes out. But I'm going to be starting that late into the night, so that way, of course, I'm not wasting you guys time with like 6 hours of streaming, and then of course the game comes out. But of course, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm hoping you guys come through and check out the game with me, and of course actually go through some of the story with me, because I'm going to be playing as long as I possibly can, until I actually just feel tired, until I just can't go no more, man. So thank you guys for tuning into the video. This has been your boy Amaziah. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that like button, and peace the heck out.
What's left of me? What's left of me? If you and I, there's a new life.